For 10 long months, the wealthy widower's mansion had known nothing but sleepless nights, crying babies, and the echo of a loss too heavy to say out loud. But on the day a soft-spoken nanny walked through his golden doors, everything changed. And what she revealed in the end, no one could have seen coming. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another powerful WA story. The Harrington estate sat at the top of Willow Heights, a place where even the breeze moved quietly, as if respecting the wealth and legacy woven into every inch of the neighborhood. The main house, a grand mansion with marble floors and chandeliers that sparkled like captured stars, had always been a place of celebration, galas, charity events, birthday dinners that lasted late into the night. But since the passing of Eleanor Harrington, the beloved wife of William Harrington, the estate had grown eerily silent. Except for the twins, two tiny souls, 10 months old, who had no words for their grief but expressed it in the only way they could: restless nights, tearful naps, and cries that echoed through the mansion like unanswered questions. William Harrington, a man once admired for his calm confidence, now looked years older. His tailored suits hung differently on him, as though the weight of sorrow tugged at every seam. He tried, oh, how he tried, to soothe his children. But every lullaby broke into a hollow whisper, every bottle feeding reminded him of who was missing. 10 nannies had come and gone. Some lasted a week, others, only a day. And now, on a quiet Monday morning, the estate gates opened once more. A dark blue sedan pulled up, and out stepped Tiana Brooks, a woman with warm mahogany skin, long braids tied in a neat bun, and eyes that held a softness rarely seen in a world rushing too fast. She held a small bag in one hand, her resume in the other, though she doubted the papers mattered anymore. She had heard the rumors, that the Harrington twins were impossible, that the widower was too broken, that the mansion itself felt heavy. Yet she came anyway. Inside, the butler greeted her politely and led her through the home. But Tiana barely noticed the expensive decor, the gold frames, the velvet drapes, the polished floors. She was listening for something else. And soon, she heard it. Twin cries, not loud, not angry, just aching. When the butler opened the nursery door, the sight made her heart squeeze. 2 babies lay in their cribs, red-faced and exhausted, clearly fighting sleep as if they feared it. A tall figure stood by the window, shoulders slumped. William Harrington turned at the sound of the door, and his expression froze. He wasn't expecting someone like her. Most of his staff were older, more traditional, and recommended by wealthy friends. But as he met her eyes, something in his guarded posture eased. "You must be Ms. Brooks," he said quietly. "Tiana is fine," she replied gently. He nodded toward the twins. "They don't rest," he admitted. "I'm not sure anyone can help them." Tiana set down her bag, took a slow breath, and stepped toward the cribs as though entering sacred space. She didn't pick up the babies immediately. Instead, she kneeled between the cribs so she could see both little faces at once. They blinked at her, curious, confused, still upset. "Hi, little angels," she whispered. Her voice floated like a warm blanket. Both babies paused, not fully calm, but listening. Tiana hummed, a soft, gentle melody. Not a well-known song, but something she had carried with her since childhood. Her grandmother's tune, a melody that had soothed generations before her. Slowly, impossibly, the twins grew still. William's brows lifted in disbelief, as one baby yawned widely, and the other blinked slower and slower until her eyelids fluttered closed. Within minutes, they were asleep. Actual, peaceful sleep. William stared at the scene like he had just witnessed a miracle. How did you do that?" he whispered. Tiana rose from the floor and gave him a small, empathetic smile. "Every baby has a rhythm. They just needed someone to meet them where they are." He exhaled, long and shaky, the first breath of relief he had felt in months. From that day forward, Tiana became the heartbeat of the Harrington home. The mansion's silence was replaced by soft music, tiny giggles, and the gentle hum of a woman who cared deeply, not just for the babies but for the broken family behind the wealth. Tiana's presence brought a warmth the estate had long forgotten. She prepared little morning routines, introduced calm breathing exercises for the twins, filled the nursery with soft light and cozy textures. William found himself lingering in doorways, watching Tiana work with a mix of admiration and bewilderment. He wasn't accustomed to things feeling easy, not anymore, and yet, around her, life seemed to breathe again. One evening, after a long meeting at his company headquarters, William returned home to find something he had never seen before. the twins sleeping soundly, on Tiana's lap, while she read aloud from a children's book. Her voice flowed like water, calm and steady. She didn't notice William at first, but he noticed everything, the softness in her eyes, the patience in her hands, the way the twins instinctively leaned toward her warmth. He stepped into the room quietly. They look peaceful. Tiana looked up, startled but smiling. They're learning to feel safe again. He swallowed. You're helping them heal. Tiana gazed down at the babies. They're helping me, too. The words hung in the air. Something shifted, but stayed unspoken. Weeks passed. The twins flourished. They slept through the nights, ate without fuss, and laughed more often. The house staff, once stiff and somber, began to relax. Even the mansion seemed brighter, as if reflecting the joy returning to its halls. But while Tiana gave her whole heart to the twins, she carried a quiet secret, one she had never planned to reveal. Late one night, as she unpacked the twins' laundry, she received a message on her phone. A picture of a small apartment, worn and cramped, a single mattress pushed against a wall, a younger sibling sleeping on it. It was from her sister. Rent went up again. I'm trying, but I don't know how long we can stay. Tiana's heart clenched. She had taken the nanny job not just because she loved children, but because she needed stability. Needed income, needed a way to help her family survive in a world that didn't make it easy. She hadn't told the Harringtons. She didn't want sympathy. She didn't want pity. She just wanted to do her job with dignity. She put her phone away, wiped her eyes, and returned to humming as she folded tiny blankets. She never noticed William standing in the hallway, watching her with quiet concern. It was a stormy Friday evening when the unexpected happened. The twins, for the first time in weeks, grew fussy. They clung to Tiana, refusing to sleep, and Tiana, while soothing them, felt a tension in her chest she couldn't quite shake. William found her pacing the nursery, both babies in her arms, humming as though her voice alone held the house together. Is everything all right? He asked gently. She hesitated. They're just restless tonight. But he saw it. Behind her calm expression, her eyes were troubled. Talk to me, he said softly. Tiana exhaled, long and weary. She lowered the babies into their crib and stepped back, pressing a hand to her forehead. It's nothing you need to worry about. But William shook his head. You've helped my family more than anyone. Let me return the kindness. Tiana looked at him, and for a moment, she let her guard fall. My family is struggling, she admitted quietly. I'm doing my best to support them, but things are hard right now. Not dramatic, not desperate, just honest. William's expression softened in a way Tiana had never seen. Why didn't you tell me? Because it's not your burden, she said. Everyone has their own challenges. I didn't want you to think I came here for anything other than the children. William stepped closer, his voice firm but warm. You've given my children peace. My home peace. You matter here, Tiana. You don't have to carry everything alone. Her breath trembled, and for the first time, she allowed his compassion to reach her. The twins settled as if sensing the shift, drifting into sleep. And in that quiet moment, something changed. Not romantic, not rushed, but a deeper, human understanding. A connection built on shared grief and newfound hope. The next morning, William asked Tiana to join him in his study. She walked in nervously, expecting a discussion about boundaries or responsibilities. Instead, he handed her a folder. Inside was a housing security grant and a long-term employment contract, one that ensured stability not just for her, but for her sister and younger brother. Tiana's eyes widened. Mr. Harrington, he raised a gentle hand. You've given more to this family than any document could measure. This is not charity, this is gratitude. Tiana felt her throat tighten emotionally. I don't know what to say. Just stay, he replied softly. Stay with the kids. Stay as long as you want. And so she did. From that day forward, the Harrington estate was no longer a place of quiet grief, but one of steady healing. Tiana became more than a nanny, she became family. Her guidance shaped the twins' early years, her kindness filled the home with laughter again, and her presence reminded everyone that love doesn't always arrive where we expect it. Sometimes, it walks through the door when we need it most.